You'll be surprised to see all the insane stories we have in store for you in this special animated video.
From becoming best friends with a meanie to finding out why Roblox ruined our lives, you'll never believe how all these stories end.
Watch till the end because we'll show you why LankyBox was sent to jail.
Let's go!
Now, this story is pretty intense. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, now this story starts when I was 9 years old.
Oh,
so
man.
4th grade.
Okay.
Now, you already know at this age I was a little quiet. I had a few friends, not much going on.
Oh, really?
But there was a new kid in our class named Jack.
Jack?
Now, let me point out.
Was Jack? Jack!
He was!
Oh!
Now, Jack was this new kid at our school. This was like the first year he was at our school.
Yeah.
And he was literally held back a year, so he was like older than all the other kids.
Yeah.
And Jack was super scary. Like,
okay.
He went through puberty like really young, so he was like really tall and like his voice was a lot deeper than everyone's. He was like very, very scary.
Right.
Now, Jack was actually my enemy. Now, I remember one time at recess, we were playing freeze tag. Like, you know when you like tag someone, you have to freeze?
Yeah.
I would be like tagged. I would be frozen, right? Jack would just come up to me and just kick my leg, like as hard as he could. It was like actually really mean.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not funny. That's actually kind of dangerous and violent.
Yeah.
But why? Okay, but did he pick on everyone across the board or
No,
just you?
just me. And I remember at recess one day, like, me and my friends were, like, playing Foursquare.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
He ran into the center, and he took the ball from me and threw it at my face. I'm not joking.
I bet he did that because he didn't like you because you went up to him on the first day of school and made some cringe joke.
No.
Like, hey, Jack, what's your favorite fast food restaurant? Jack in the Box. And Jack was like, oh, I'm getting you back for that one.
I don't tell cringe jokes.
Yeah, oh, yeah, here we go. So, okay, so he threw the ball at your head. Did it hit you?
Yeah, it hit me right in the face. And, like, I went home that day and was, like, crying to my mom about how, like, terrible of a day I had.
Yeah.
And so my mom was so cool. She literally called the school and asked for Jack's mom's phone number. She called Jack's mom on the phone.
Oh.
And she was like, I want you to ask your son to stop teasing my little boy.
Did it work?
Yeah, not
No,
really.
it made probably worse. What?
For a little bit, it worked, but then he went right back to picking on me. Now, okay, here's where this story gets a little interesting. So, as I mentioned, I had a few friends at this time. It was basically me and a couple other boys. We would, you know, play Pokemon, we would hang out, play video games, whatever. Now, in school, I had the genius idea of calling our friend group the Carrot Club. I was like, guys, what if we called ourselves the Carrot Club?
Oh, so what you're trying to say is that you were ahead of the curve.
Yeah!
You were the original cool kid.
I was like, oh, like, we need, like, a name for, like, our friend group, like, me and two other guys. And, I guess I was eating carrots or something. I just picked the Carrot Club.
Carrot Club.
And, like, everyone had a name. Like, one of my friends, he was small, so he was called Lil Carrot. This is true!
His name was not Lil Carrot.
No, it was.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Carrot Club, more like Cringe Club. What you mean?
There was another guy called Baby Carrot. And my name, which I picked for myself, was Big Carrot.
You picked your own name. You gave everybody else Lil Carrot, Baby
No,
Carrot.
everyone picked their
Big Carrot.
Everyone
Really?
picked their own name. It was a lot of fun. So we
Yeah.
would all be like, oh, what's up, Big Carrot? Oh, what's up, Baby Carrot? It was a bunch. It was pretty stupid, but like I remember going home that day and telling my family about it. I was like, yeah, we have this new club. And my dad was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I actually am gonna make something for your club. And what he gave me that night was a stack of dollar bills.
Oh.
But on the dollar bills,
What?
instead of presidents, it was carrots. And he called it carrot currency. Much like how Justin has Justy Bucks where he put his face on a dollar bill.
Do not compare Justy Bucks to your cringe carrot cryptocurrency.
No, dude, this was sick. It had like carrot dollar bill and like had a bundle of carrots, but it looked really real.
Now, I'm gonna pause this. Your parents are great people, wonderful people, but I'm gonna just say this. They made your life so much harder.
Why?
Because they're literally, your mom calling Jack's mom, your dad giving you carrot currency. They're making your life at school very hard.
No, dude, my dad actually is like really good in Photoshop. Like the money looked really sick. And so the next day at school, I showed up with like this stack of dollar bills and I handed it out to Little Carrot and like Baby Carrot, all my friend group. And I'm not joking, the club became like cool. Like people wanted to join that weren't even my friends. And it got to a point where people were like, oh, like, can I join the Carrot Club? Like maybe if I like buy you lunch or like, oh, I'll do like your homework. I'm not joking.
You lie.
No, I'm
lying.
not. I'm not. Literally, I was shook because it literally became cool. Because if they joined the club, I gave them a carrot dollar. So literally the club became so popular, it even like girls wanted to join. I'm not making this up. You can ask my parents. This literally happened. And so the club was just like rampant. It was just going everywhere. People were like, oh, like I'll buy like you lunch for like a week. I was like, make it 2 weeks. They're like, okay, just to get in the club. I mean, I was basically like the king of the class at that time.
I know where this story's going. Then I moved up. I promoted from Big Carrot to King Carrot. Is that where this is going?
I should have done that though.
Yeah.
Okay, flash forward. Basically, everyone in the class had joined at this point. Every single person. The class had like 20 kids. I think 19 of them were all in the club. They all had names. It was sick. The only person that had not joined was Jack. And Jack came up to me one day. I was sitting there, you know, just surrounded by all the free food that people have given me. And he was like, hey, do you think that I could join the Carrot Club? And I was like, no way. It felt so good to say no to him. Cause all this time he had teased me and he finally wanted to be like my friend. And I was like, no way, get out of here. And then I was like, wait. I'm kind of becoming a bad guy.
You are!
We were all like, the entire club was like hanging out one day. We were all like passing food around, having fun, playing games. And Jack was literally just alone on the other side of the classroom.
That's pretty bad.
It was like really sad. Like I was just sitting there and like everyone around me was laughing or whatever. I just saw him like sitting there just alone and just like looking sad.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, this just doesn't feel right.
Wow.
Like it doesn't feel right.
Big Carrot got a big heart.
So I was like, I need to make a change here. Like this is not gonna work. So I remember I was like, I started walking over to Jack and it was just me and him in the corner of the classroom. I was like, hey Jack, like, I actually changed my mind. Like, do you want to join the club?
Oh, wow.
And he was like, the reason why I was teasing you, and he told me this, he was like, it was because I was being picked on in my old school. And he was like, I just didn't want to be that same kid that got picked on. So he was thinking, maybe if I pick on you, other people wouldn't tease me. And I was like, that still sucks for me, but like, I was like, man, that's so sad. Like,
wow.
This kid was in the exact same position I was in. And now I did exactly what he did. I started teasing someone else, so I didn't get teased. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put an end to this. I was like, Jack, I'm sorry. He said sorry to me. I was like, Jack, please come join the Carrot Club.
Wow.
I gave him $1 and he was like, okay, I'm in. And like, he walked across the classroom, he joined all the other kids. And it was like actually like such a heartwarming moment.
Wow.
Like he joined the club and me and him actually became like really good friends.
Let's go.
I know, right? Okay guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want more of these animated stories. Now wait, Justin, I actually have a big question for you.
What's that?
Would you like to join the Carrot Club?
Oh, absolutely.
You can be Justy Carrot.
Little Chromie Carrot.
And you even get your own carrot dollar.
Oh, I 100% sign me up for the Carrot Club.
Okay, I don't actually have any, so I need to go print some. Let me call my dad up. So, when you were growing up, like elementary school, did you get to order school lunch?
I did once in a while, and those were great days.
Right?
Oh, man.
Right, okay,
Oh,
so this story gets intense.
Okay.
Actually intense. You might start sweating.
I'm an intense person, but the sweating is all you. Okay, those clammy hands.
Okay, so this story starts when I was in 5th grade. I was 10 years old.
Okay.
Now, how it was set up was every day you could order school lunch. It was like $2 or $3,
Yes.
right? My mom at the start of the year put in enough money so I could have 5 school lunches a year.
What?
Every other day, I
5 a year?
had to bring my own lunch. And if I own lunch, it would be like some like peanut butter and jelly and like some apples.
Wait,
that got, like,
I thought you were gonna say 5 a week or 5 a month.
No.
5 a year?
5 school lunches per year.
What was your mom's reasoning for that?
She thought that food from our house was healthier.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
which is fair. It probably is.
Yeah, probably.
Now, at my school, I don't know about you guys where you are, if you're in the United States or not, but at my school we had like classic stuff like pizza. Chicken nuggets, burgers,
my corn dogs.
we had burgers, stuff like that.
All my favorite foods in one place.
Exactly. But when I brought lunch from home, it was always the same thing. It was a sandwich and some apples and maybe some crackers.
You're forgetting the grass. You're forgetting the sweet, sweet fruits from the top of the tree, but that's okay. Sandwich is pretty good.
Now, normally, because I would bring it in a lunchbox, right? It would get all crushed.
Yes.
And so I would be sitting at the table. All right, here we go. Take out my PB&J. It's all crushed. I look over my friend. He's got a nice plate with a big burger and a corn dog. I'm so jealous.
That's your friend wouldn't share? Did you ask, hey, could I have a little bit?
No.
Oh, that's not a real friend.
Would you have shared with me?
Absolutely not. Come on now. Hey, you already know if I was in that cafeteria with you, I have about 6 burgers and about 400 chicken nuggets.
Can I have some?
Absolutely not. No.
So another thing I forgot to mention was that on Fridays at my school, they had this special thing where they would give us popcorn. So they would have like one of the parents' moms volunteer to make popcorn, and my mom was one of those moms.
Oh, man.
So once a month on Friday, she would come and make popcorn, and every kid could buy a bag for 25 cents.
Oh, it's not free? I thought it was free.
25 cents.
What a ripoff. Your school's running a business.
So my mom would sometimes come in, right? And it was always like a great time.
Once a month.
Yeah, once a month.
Okay.
It was always fun. She would always come over to me. She'd sometimes like sneak me like a free popcorn.
Your mother is embezzling popcorn from the school. No, I'm reporting that.
One day I was like, I want to use one of my 5 school lunches. Today's the day.
Why? But like, why?
I was feeling myself. I was like, I gotta flex, you know, I want to be like the cool kids. Because I would see everyone line up and they'd look so cool. And I'd just be sitting there at the table alone eating my sandwich. Because most kids ordered lunch.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, okay, what I want is a burger and some white milk. Just normal milk. That is my dream meal.
A burger and milk.
That's what I want to eat. So I get in line, I punch in my number, whatever. So I grab my tray, I point to the thing, she puts it on.
Oh, man.
I keep going, and I go to grab the milk, and I'm like, wait, this is a fish wish. This is a fish sandwich.
What's a fish wish?
It's like a burger, except for instead of
You really said fish wish? What's a fish wish?
It's a fish burger.
Put it back. Get a regular burger.
I was already too far down the line, and I was too scared to go like back. I thought I would get in trouble, and they would like not give me anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You already know me. I don't mess with no fish wishes up in here. Give me a real burger. You were too scared?
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I got a fish sandwich. So I grabbed my milk, whatever, put it on, went to my table, put it down. I was so sad.
You wasted your 1 out of 5 on a fish wish.
Yeah, and I go to sit down at the table. I open my milk and I start to drink it, and it's pink.
What?
I'm like, what is this? And it says on the carton, strawberry. I was like, no! Because the white milk and the strawberry milk both come in white cartons.
You had one job. Get a burger and the regular milk. And you got a fish wish and some strawberry milk. You trolling.
My day was ruined.
Yeah.
I was literally about to cry. You guys don't know how important this was to me.
You were definitely crying.
Just eating the fish wish.
I don't want a fish wish.
So I basically was just depressed the entire day, probably the entire week.
The entire month, honestly.
Yeah.
My whole year would be ruined. I had to eat a fish wish.
Have you never had a fish wish?
That's not what it's called. It's called a fish sandwich. Why'd you call it a fish wish? Like,
I wish to never eat this fish.
When I said that the first time, I thought it was literally a fish that grants you a wish.
So I used one of my precious school lunches and I just belly flopped. Just everything went wrong.
A tragedy.
Sad.
A tragedy.
Now, during this time, my mom, for some reason, wanted to make our entire family vegetarian for like the whole year. I think it was because she wanted to go on a diet that was vegetarian, and since she cooked for everyone, she was like, all right, well, all of us are vegetarian
Wow,
now.
your mom's a savage.
Yeah.
Your mom's like, y'all doing what I'm telling you, and I don't want to hear no buts.
And she was basically like, if I catch you eating meat, you'll be in trouble. Because she wanted to make sure everyone was vegetarian. right?
And you know, this guy likes to eat burgers. If you know what I'm saying.
So, you already know me, I don't like getting in trouble. I was just like you when you were younger. I was straight A's, so I'm not eating any meat. So flash forward a couple months, right? It's probably like December, Christmas time. I'm like, I'm gonna use another one of my school lunches.
Oh man.
Now, it was probably like a Friday. I was feeling good. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get the lunch that I want. So I was like, well, what's the lunch I want?
What is the lunch you want?
The burger and the milk. What I
you want
wanted
the
to get
same
the
thing.
first time. But I was like, wait a minute. A burger is meat. I'm not supposed to eat this.
Oh man.
So then you get that kind of like, ooh, I'm doing something wrong. This kind of feels good.
You get a rush.
Right, exactly. So I go to the line.
Adam gets a rush when he's eating those burgers.
So I go into the line. I'm confident this time. I'm like, I know exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Punch in the number. Say to the lunch lady, I'd like one burger. She's like, okay, there's your burger. I made sure it was a burger this time.
Yeah, you even
I'm
checked
like,
it.
yep. I'm like,
there's no fish in this wish. No.
I go grab the milk, make sure it's the right milk, put it on the tray. I sit down. Boom. I got my meal that I wanted. I did it my way. So I pick up my burger. I'm about to go in for a big bite. And who do I see walk into the lunchroom? My mom!
Oh, what?
It was popcorn day.
Oh.
And she was in charge of the popcorn.
You idiot! This happens once a month. How did you do that?
I don't know. I was so caught up in the burger, I just couldn't think. My brain got all foggy. So I see her walking in, wheeling this popcorn machine in. She got the popcorn in one hand, wheeling the machine. She's all smiling. I'm in the lunchroom. I got my tray.
Oh, man.
And I was one of the first ones to sit down because I ran into the lunchroom that day.
Naturally.
I was the first one. All my other friends were still in line.
Oh.
So here I was alone, and she knows where I sit. She knows what class I'm in. She knows where to find me.
She's like, I look for the kid sitting by himself with no friend. I know where my son is.
So I'm like, okay, I have this burger. I have to hide it because I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, do I take the patty out and like put it in my pocket?
What?
Do I try and eat the burger really quick so she can't see that I ordered a burger? Because like she said, you cannot eat meat. And she said I get in trouble if I ate meat.
So you really consider taking the patty out and hiding it?
Yeah. I was considering like switching my tray with someone else, but I didn't have any friends.
True.
I didn't have anyone to switch it with.
Oh man.
So I started sweating. I started sweating. I was panicking. Here she comes. She's walking over with the popcorn machine. She sees me. She's waving, and she starts walking over, kisses me on my head, and she's like, I thought I told you not to eat meat. I was like, oh yeah, sorry. She was like, okay, just in the future, just get like a salad or something. I was like, okay. And then she just walked away. That was it. I didn't even get in trouble.
That was a lot of build-up to not that.
I didn't even get in trouble.
I thought she was about to say, put some Roblox sounds in there. Are you kidding me? That's all she said?
That's literally it.
Wow.
Maybe she didn't give me free popcorn that day.
Wow.
But like that was it. And the moral is, I guess if you don't want to live in constant fear, just do the right thing. This story starts when I was in 5th grade. So when I was growing up, when I was from like a baby to like elementary school, my family had like a dog and a cat, just like normal pets, right?
Okay.
Now, I went to my friend's house one day and he had a hamster. And he was like, do you want to like play with my hamster? I was like, what is a hamster? I had never seen a hamster in real life. He brought me over to its cage. He's like, you want to hold it? I was like, you can hold it? So I hold this hamster. It's like this blonde little cute hamster. It is so adorable. I immediately fell in love. Right when I got home, I was like, oh, mom, please. Can I have a hamster?
Why do you want to you already have a cat and a dog.
When you were growing up, did you have cats and dogs?
I did not have any pets.
Okay, well.
But if I did, it wouldn't be a hamster.
What would it be?
Maybe a pet donut? I don't know.
I was like, Mom, can we please get a hamster? And she was like, no, hamsters smell bad. I don't want to take care of it. Our cat might eat it. There's no way I'm gonna get you a hamster.
Okay, that's true.
So I was like, oh, I just got so sad. I actually showed my older sister some photos of this hamster. And so me and her were like, let's try and like convince our mom to get us a hamster.
Dude, that's high IQ because you convinced your sister to want it and then you guys teamed up to convince your parents.
Exactly, and she was older and a lot smarter than me.
True.
So she actually had the idea. She just got this like old laptop and she was like, I have the program PowerPoint on my laptop.
Oh.
We can make a PowerPoint presentation like they do in school on like the benefits of owning a hamster and like how awesome they were.
What are the benefits of owning a hamster?
Happiness?
No!
So, me and my sister, we get to work on our laptop. I'm like finding photos. She's typing up all this facts about hamsters and like how happy we'd be. It took us like a week. Me and my sister like sit my mom down. And we're like, we got something to show you. This is gonna change your mind. We load up the PowerPoint. You know, we're going over our points. Hamsters are soft. They're cuddly. We try and show her videos of the hamsters to try and like trick her brain into loving them. And so we finished this like 30-minute presentation. And she's just sitting there. She's like, I'm still not getting you a hamster. I was like, what? I basically I did start crying because I really wanted one. But she was like, you know what, Adam? I know you want this hamster really bad. I'm still not gonna get you a hamster, but I was reading a magazine and I saw an ad for an ant farm. And if you guys don't know what an ant farm is, it's basically like this plastic container. It's like a thin plastic container where you put like sand in and then you put ants. They like make tunnels in the sand and it's kind of like this like ecosystem of ants.
Yeah.
And so she was like, how about instead of a hamster, I get you an ant farm? And I was like, okay.
Dude!
What?
Your mom is actually a genius. You guys got completely bamboozled. That would be like if I was like, hey Adam, I want some cake and some nuggets. And you said, let me meet you in the middle and get you some celery. And you guys were like, okay, cool.
So I was in 5th grade. I didn't have a lot of friends, and these ants were so cool. I would watch them for hours just like making little tunnels on the sand. It was really cool. Flash forward a little bit. I go to school one day, and I had a friend at the time named Lauren. Now, this was in 5th grade, and
Is that a girl?
yeah, she was my actual friend.
You're telling me you made a PowerPoint about hamsters. You had a pet ant farm in your room. And you also had a friend who was a girl.
Yeah?
Are we playing 2 truths and a lie?
I actually had a close friend named Lauren. She was actually really cool. Now, to set this up, in my class in 5th grade, on Fridays, the teacher had this 30-minute period of time called free time.
Oh, free
Where
time.
it was like, you could do whatever you want. You could play computer games, you could hang out with friends. Everyone in the class like looked forward to like, oh, Friday at noon. That's free time for 30 minutes. It's gonna be the best. Normally in our free time, me and Lauren would play Neopets or Club Penguin together. But I was telling her, I was like, hey, by the way, Lauren, I actually have this new pet at home. And she was like, wait, really? I was like, yeah, I could actually bring it to school.
No, you didn't, man. You an idiot.
It was Thursday night. I packed the ant farm in my backpack. Get to school, they're still in my backpack. The teacher's like, okay, I think it's around noon. You guys have free time for 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, here we go. Gonna bring out the ants. And I was sitting next to Lauren, and I was like, hey, Lauren, do you want to see them? She's like, yeah. So I open up my backpack. I reach down my hand, and I feel sand on the bottom of my backpack.
Oh, no.
The ant farm had tipped upside down, and all the sand and ants had fallen out in my backpack. I was like panicking. I was like, okay, what do I do? And I realized that there's ants all over the floor of where my backpack is because it had been like 3 hours since I brought them to school and I didn't notice them. So there's just ants everywhere on the floor.
You're like, no, my only friend.
So I start panicking. I couldn't hide it because Lauren was like, she already knew about the ant farm. So I'm like, Lauren, like, I dropped all these ants on the floor. Like, I need help. She was like, I don't know what to do. In my head, I thought that if the ants spread far enough, the entire school would become infested with ants and they would like reproduce and everyone would know it was me and I would get expelled. I was like, I need to get these ants off this floor before anyone finds out. So I had a genius idea. In my lunchbox that day, because my mom packed my lunch, I actually had a banana. So I was like, wait a minute, ants love sweet foods. They love sugary foods. If I cut a part of a banana off and put it on the ground and wait a little bit, all the ants will gather to the banana, and then I can just scoop them up and put them back in the backpack.
That's actually high IQ.
Right?
That's actually smart.
Dude, I was panicking.
Yeah.
That was like the best idea I had.
Yeah.
So I was like real sneaky. There was like 10 minutes left of free time. I'm like cutting this banana. I put it on the ground next to me, just hoping that they all start crawling back to the banana.
How far had they spread from the
It was
backpack?
probably like a 10-foot radius around me. They were like everywhere. And I was like just waiting there, just sitting and
You're
sweating.
just sitting there and being like, oh, I wish I got that hamster. Oh.
The teacher's like, all right, guys, free time is over. We're gonna move on to mathematics. How the classroom worked was there was like the front board, but the math section was over by my side of the classroom. So he was like, all right, everyone, let's gather around on this side of the classroom.
No.
And over math.
No!
So all the kids come over and sit on the floor. And so I'm just sitting there praying that A, no one steps on my pet. I don't want them to die. Or B, that anyone finds out about them. So the teacher walks over to my side of the classroom. All the kids gather around. He starts being like, all right, let's do some math. 7 times 5, okay. And then one of the kids, it was like some girl in the class. And she was like, oh my gosh, I think there's ants all over the floor. And I was like, my cover is blown.
Dude, my anxiety level right now is so high.
And all the kids looked around because they were all in the section that the ants were. And they were like, oh my gosh, there's ants everywhere. Because there was literally hundreds on the floor. And my plan had not worked.
Adam in the corner trying to bury himself in the sand to hide. He's like, I'm not here, guys.
I thought that if they found out it was me, I would actually get expelled. Up until this point, the only person that knew I had an ant farm was Lauren. I hadn't told anyone else.
Lauren about to sell you out.
So the teacher was like, everyone, let's stand up. Does anyone know where all these ants came from?
Oh, no.
And so I'm sitting there praying that no one looks at me, no one notices that I'm beat red and sweating.
Don't tell me that Lauren sold you out. No.
Now, he's like, I'm gonna ask again. Does anyone know where all these ants came from? And I'm sitting there, I kind of like look over at Lauren. I was hoping that she was a real one, that she wouldn't snitch on me. The teacher asked one final time, he was like, does anyone know where these ants came from? And I'd never seen him this serious. And Lauren actually started to raise her hand. And she was like, I think I know where they came from. And Lauren kind of looked over at me a little bit. She's like, yeah, I think that someone accidentally left a banana on the floor and all the ants might have came in from the outside. And the teacher's like, really? And then he looked down and there was a bunch of ants surrounding the banana. And so I got off the hook because he's like, oh, it's just an accident. Someone just left a banana in here and somehow all these ants got in. She actually covered for me.
Your teacher was an idiot. He didn't notice the sand. He didn't notice Adam McSweaty inside covered in sand.
No, Lauren was the actual homie. I don't know how she came up with that so fast. But like she came up with a story that actually made sense, but didn't like get me in trouble. And so basically what the teacher did was he picked up this banana, which had basically all the ants on it. And
Dude, your plan actually worked.
It actually worked. He took the banana and just tossed it in the garbage.
He threw your friends in the garbage.
Yeah, 30 minutes go by. Math finishes, all the kids return back to their seats. And I like sneakily go over to the trash can and take the bag out.
No, you
and like
didn't.
rescue my friends. I like take the bag and shove it in my backpack. And then like sneakily put all the ants back in their cage.
Okay, let me rewind. Little YouTube rewind action. First off, you wanted a hamster.
Yeah.
Then you made a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Then your mom bamboozled you into getting an ant farm.
Yeah.
Then you befriend a woman named Lauren.
Yeah.
Who covers for you.
Yeah.
Your teacher somehow believes that all these ants were attracted to one banana on the ground.
Yeah.
I only got one thing to say, Adam.
What?
This would not have happened if you had a pet donut. I will start off this story by saying this happened to me early on in high school, okay? As I mentioned in our first job animation, I used to be a lifeguard because I was a swimmer,
right?
Okay? So in high school, I was on the team. You know, I was on the swim team, you know, acting all cool and stuff. I was on track to become the captain of the team. I was fast, I was friendly, people liked me, okay? I looked real nice in that Speedo, okay? I had career aspirations. I'm gonna be the captain of the team. When I'm a senior, it's gonna be great. But there was one thing holding me back. Would you like to guess what it is?
Roblox.
And I'll tell you how. I have an addictive personality. Okay, like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go all in. You know, like if there's a box of donuts in front of me,
you're not gonna have just one.
I'm eating all of them for sure. So I was swimming. I was going to school, but when I got home, I would still play video games. I was not playing Roblox at the beginning. Okay. Now everything changed when at one swim meet. So at the swim meets, you compete as a school against another school, right?
Right.
At one meet, I met this girl. My friend introduced me to her friend who went to a different school, and this girl's name was Maddie.
Was Maddie like on the other school swim team?
Yeah, she was a swimmer. Yeah. I ended up dating Maddie. Now, I'm not gonna get into how that happened because that is irrelevant. The whole story takes place after. Now, Maddie was a very nice girl, a very fast swimmer, a very good student. The problem, however, was, as I said, this happened at the beginning of high school. So back then, I'm not able to drive. Okay,
Right.
like freshman high school, you don't know how to drive. So Maddie went to a different school than me. So that's the problem because I'm not gonna see her all the time.
Right, you
know what I
only
mean?
normally get to see her on like the weekends or something.
So I'm not even then, because how are we gonna meet up? Like take a bus or walk or something? It was basically a long distance relationship, even though she's like 2 miles away.
Right.
Okay? We had to keep coming up with activities to do to like keep in touch.
Right.
You know, because otherwise like you like FaceTime somebody is kind of like, how's your day?
Right.
Like, pretty good.
You gotta find an activity that you guys can do together, but doesn't require both of you to be together.
Exactly, and guess what that activity was, Adam? I'll give you one guess. So, Maddie had a little brother named Sam. Now, Sam was a very, very smart kid. I like straight up, he was actually super smart. I still remember his parents, and I will get into his parents in a second. His parents, like, gave him a small amount of money, and he, like, invested it in stocks, and he made them a bunch of money.
And this kid's in middle
This
school?
kid, yeah, he's like a kid. That's where I got all my stonk trading tips. Maddie and Sam's parents were very, well, I didn't interact with their dad very much, but their mom was very, very strict. Like, she was always, like, watching over them and just, like, strict in general as a parent, which was good. She was
Right.
trying to keep Maddie and Sam on the path to success. To give you an example of how controlling this mom was, and not in a bad way, I remember Maddie told me one time, every time it was cold, like the winter, she had to, like, huddle under all these blankets because her mom wouldn't let her turn on the heat in the house. Because her mom was like, you gotta save money. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, she's like one of those moms. Like,
Oh,
that's fine. Like,
wow.
respect, you know? But that was the kind of mom she was. Now, remember that's gonna come back later.
Okay.
So I was hanging out with Maddie, and one day she tells me, hey, my little brother plays this game online with his friends. It's called Roblox. Maybe we could all play together, and that'll give us a reason to, like, chat and hang out.
Right.
I was like, that's genius.
Had you played Roblox before
No,
this point?
I never played Roblox before that point.
Okay.
I was like, I'll make it an account. Why not? Okay. It was actually perfect because we could play Roblox and we could have like Skype calls at the same time. So we
Yeah.
could like voice chat. It was sick.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I got into Roblox because of that. But like I said, I have an addictive personality. So as soon as I started playing Roblox and these other games that like Sam and Maddie introduced me to, I was hooked. I was like, dude, forget being captain of the team. I'm trying to be captain of Roblox. So for real, like me and Maddie would play together, and like all the time, her little brother Sam would join us. So it was
Right.
like 3 of us.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. Like Sam introduced me to a bunch of games in Roblox, but also games in general. So like the games that we really like were the social ones, because obviously that allows me and Maddie to chat.
Uh-huh.
But it was also like these games you could like farm levels. Like basically the more time you spent in the game doing like very menial tasks, the more levels you got in the game, and then like you look super cool compared to everybody else.
Oh,
because you have
okay.
like the most levels. So I do want to say everything up until this point was going great. I was spending time with Maddie. It was great. Okay, the relationship was going well. Everything was going well. I was like, this is sick. However, the addiction, the Roblox addiction kicked in, and me and Sam said, we gotta be the top, we gotta be the best. We gotta get to the top of the leaderboards.
Yeah.
We gotta be #1 in the world at these games. So we figured, okay, we don't have much time to play. How can we level up?
Uh-huh.
Sam, being as smart as he was like, I got an idea. He was like, why don't you give me your computer? I had a laptop. He's like, give me your computer. I'll take my computer. I will do some computer wizardry that will allow us to basically move the characters and farm levels even when we're at school.
So like you're cheating.
That's not cheating. Now, I will say I do not endorse that, okay? I don't endorse that. Play fair and square.
Uh-huh.
In Sam and Maddie's house, they had like this like dark basement that apparently nobody ever went into. He was like, dude, this is genius. I will turn on my computer. I'll take your laptop. I'll take Maddie's laptop. I'll take everything. I'll put it in the basement where no one ever goes. I'll just leave them running all day. And like, we'll just farm levels.
Just
and be
leveling
#1.
up all
Yeah,
the
just
time.
leveling up. I was
Okay.
like, dude, this kid is an actual genius. So everything's going well. And I was like, wow. I am on top of the world, okay? I got a relationship going well. I'm on my way to become a swim team
You're
captain.
leveling up your love life,
Yeah.
your Roblox
Yeah.
life, your school life. Everything's leveling up.
Most importantly, I'm becoming great in Roblox. That was the most important thing. But I will say this, Adam. It was a slippery slope. It really was. I actually started to care less about school because I was invested so much in these games. I actually started slacking off at swim practice. I was just thinking like, how am I gonna could I borrow more computers to like level like more accounts? How do we do this? Right? I was like chatting with Sam all the time like, okay, how are we gonna do this like over Facebook? How are we gonna level up more? How are we gonna get to the top? So everything did start to kind of decline. At a certain point in the relationship, Maddie started being like, you're talking to my little brother more than you talk to me. Honestly, I was like, I got a business to run here.
That's how I sound now. You talk to chicken more than you talk to me.
So I started slack off in school. I started not trying swim practice. My career was on the line. My relationship with Maddie started to not go so well. It wasn't the best. And then I heard that Sam started like trying less hard in school. Sam had always been like a perfect straight A kid. Now he was so invested in Roblox and these other games we were playing outside of Roblox, he like couldn't focus in school.
Oh no.
All of this story basically culminates in this one day. One fateful day. So one day on a weekend, I actually do get the chance to go see Maddie in person. Okay? Now I'm there and she's getting dropped off by her mom, who again I've heard of is like very, very strict. So you know, I'm there, I'm chilling, I'm just waiting to go hang out with her. And a car pulls up and Maddie hops out, her mom hops out, and her mom says, "Oh, so you are this Justy character?" I say, yeah. And she looks at me and she goes, "You are a bad influence. I don't want you dating Maddie anymore, and don't play any more games with Sam."
Are you kidding? No way.
She found out the whole ploy, and she realized I was responsible for Sam not trying very hard in school. Do you want to know how she found out about our whole ploy?
How?
Maddie's mom literally looked at her electric bill and it had gone up because we had so many computers running in the basement.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually how she figured out. She was like, okay, something's up here. The electricity bill is going through the roof. I don't know why. And apparently she had wandered into the basement and found like 40 computers running Roblox at the same time. I wonder what went through her head when she found that. Just like a bunch of characters in Roblox. So she literally found our stash of computers. Now, again, it was Roblox and a bunch of other games as well. But she was like, my son, Sam, the genius kid, the prodigy child, making us money with his stonks. This kid is getting distracted by these games. She must have sat him down and said, who put you up to this? And then he said, it was me. And so at that point, I realized, Justy, what are you doing? Get your life back in order. I had lost the relationship.
Wait, her mom made you guys break up?
She was like, I don't want you spending more time with Maddie or Sam. You're a bad influence. And I'm gonna be honest, I was so invested in those games, I had caused all these problems.
Wow.
It was really my fault. I said, Justy, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, Justy, you're gonna try hard again in school. You are going to try again on the swim team. You're gonna be better to people you're in relationships with. You're not gonna neglect them for video games. And then I turned my life around. I gave up Roblox.
No, we play Roblox like all the time together.
I'm still addicted! Now, you already know I have a deep appreciation for teachers. Teachers are very important. They're doing a very important job. This teacher and this story are pretty crazy, bro. And there's a crazy twist at the end. Are you ready, bro?
I think so.
All right, bro, because this story goes everywhere, bro. Now, okay, I showed up to the first day of school one year, okay, real excited. You know, I got the new back to school fit on, you know what I mean? I'm looking fresh. I show up, I say, it's gonna be a great year, huh?
Wow, got the new backpack, new shoes, new everything.
Yeah, new outfit, everything. And you got it on the first day of class. You're real nervous because you're gonna meet your new teachers. You know what I mean?
All right.
And so I showed up to, you know, first class of the day. It was chemistry's class, bro.
Whoa, wait, how old were you?
I'm baby Einstein, bro. I was learning chemistry. I was mixing up chemicals, everything in school, man.
Wow.
No cap. So we showed up. It's chemistry class. I'd never taken chemistry class before. The teacher is brand new. I've never seen him around school before.
Ooh, the science teacher.
And the chemistry teacher. And he shows up the first day in a muscle tee, bro.
Ooh, so he was like super ripped?
He was pretty ripped, and he was wearing a very tight t-shirt. Way too tight, bro. He was flexing and stuff. It was real scary, bro. I was like, what kind of chemistry is this, bro?
Yeah.
It was pretty scary. He looked real serious, man. And we knew right away he was serious because he said, hey, Everybody listen up. We're doing assigned seating. That's how you know a teacher is serious, bro.
He's not messing around.
Nah, because the chill teachers will say, all right, everyone can just pick their seats. Then you sit with your friends, you do a little ha ha he he. He said, I'm having none of that. He showed us a chart. He said, this is where everybody's sitting. I don't want to hear no questions.
Ooh, but did you get to sit next to people you liked?
Nah, bro. I mean, I like everyone in school, you know what I mean? But I didn't get to sit with my friends, you know? But it was real crazy. It was all right. We were learning about chemicals, whatever. But the teacher was real strict, bro. Every day he would show up in the muscle team to assert dominance. Like I assert Domino's pizza to myself. He assert dominance, bro. And he wouldn't let us chat in between like lessons. Like you can't say anything. And if you do, he'll send you to what he called the desk of shame, bro.
Oh no, what was the desk of shame?
He just had a desk in the back corner. You sit by yourself, bro. You face the wall.
Wow.
That's for the bad boys.
Were you ever at that table?
I'm gonna get there, Adam. Yo, it was crazy, bro. So one day, the teacher says, okay, he says, now we're gonna do a little experiment. You guys are gonna do this thing. You're gonna take these little beakers, fill them up. You're gonna make a chemical reaction and get like a solid. You're gonna pour a bunch of liquids together, get a solid. I was learning chemicals, bro.
Wow, I don't even know how to do that now.
That's how I know I was born in a test tube, bro. My brain I was good at chemistry. But anyways, the teacher said, you guys could choose your lab partners. So I got to choose A. So this is where he kind of messed up. I chose my friend. Me and my friend, we be chilling. We be chilling. He didn't assign lab partner. So me and my friend, we're doing the ha ha he he. We're not really paying attention. This whole thing takes maybe 2 hours. We're mixing chemicals. We get the solid at the end. And the whole point is you mix the liquids, you get the solid at the end, and then you weigh the solid. That's like the whole goal. It's just how much solid did you get?
Okay.
And we got to the end, it took 2 hours, and my friend, being a troll, because we were just joking, we weren't paying attention, he accidentally poured the solids down the drain, bro.
So all that work, that 2 hours of work, literally just went down the drain?
Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Now, at the time, I was laughing. I said, I said, yo, we are some dummies, bro. We are so dumb. We just wasted the whole class. We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. We were rolling on the ground laughing. But, hey, the teacher didn't think that was funny at all, bro.
Oh, did his muscles start to get all angry?
Bro, his muscles started to get angry at us. And he said, that's not funny at all. You guys wasted time. You wasted supplies. Which now I look back on it, he was right. But he got real angry. I've never seen a teacher that angry. I said, bro, it was just an accident, bro. It's just a class. Why you have to be mad? You know what I mean? And he got so mad. He said, you guys are staying here. You guys are sitting at the desk of shame for the next week. And you guys gotta stay after class and clean up everybody's test tubes, bro.
Whoa, so you guys weren't laughing much anymore.
I said, is he even allowed to do that, bro?
Whoa.
We had to stay after class and scrub all the test tubes, man.
That's so mean.
It was crazy. It was like detention, but it was like we had to do work. So, we had to scrub through lunch. We had to keep scrubbing all the chemicals.
Wow, all because you just messed up the assignment.
Bro, but this is where the story... So we were there scrubbing, okay, having a miserable time because we weren't allowed to go to lunch. And Justy needs to get thick. I need to eat.
Yeah, if you miss a meal, that's a bad time.
Bro, I was scrubbing and we noticed, we were looking outside the classroom. We could see this teacher was sitting by himself eating his lunch, bro.
Oh, the chemistry teacher, the super muscular one, was all by himself?
He's all by himself, which is pretty rare because all the teachers usually sit together to eat, the teacher room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's sitting by himself. I thought that was pretty weird. So the next day at school, I started asking the other teachers, you know what I mean? I asked the librarian, I asked people, what's the deal with this guy? What's his story? Because why he looked so sad sitting by himself eating.
Yeah, it's like he was at his own desk of shame.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh.
On the outside, he was looking tough, but on the inside, he was close to crying, bro.
Just like you.
Like me, bro.
Yeah.
So I asked everybody, and what we learned blew our minds. What we learned was he was actually a new teacher who had been fired from his past school for being too nice.
Oh, what a twist!
Bro, so he was being mean to try, or being strict to try and compensate. He didn't want to get fired again for being too nice. So he was a big softy on the inside, but he'd been fired for that. So now he was trying to be a big meanie, bro.
Oh, so what probably happened was at his old school, he was like giving every kid an A.
Yeah.
Like, he was being way too nice.
He was letting kids get away with misbehaving. You can't do that, you know what I mean? He went from being a weenie to being a meanie, bro.
Wow. And then he started working out and probably wearing like really, you know, tight black shirts and stuff.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But that's not him on the inside.
That's not the real him, bro.
No.
That's not the real him.
Wow. So it all makes sense.
So he was trying to be real strict, and none of the other teachers really got along with him. So he was a real nice guy, but he was trying to act like a tough guy because he didn't want to get in trouble again, bro. I never even thought about that, because when you're a student, the teacher gets you in trouble, but I never realized the teacher could also get in trouble, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he probably felt like if he wasn't really mean to you, he would get fired.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I told you the story gets crazy, bro. I told you.
Wow.
So wait, me and my friend, we got to thinking, we thought, wow, this guy not a bad guy, he's not a mean guy, he's just trying to do his job. Like I said, guys, teachers do a very important job, okay?
Yeah.
It's difficult. So we thought, you know what? We should get everyone in the class to make him a little gift, bro. Make him a gift and show him that we welcome him into our school, because he's a new teacher. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, bro, I'm big brain, big genius, wrinkly brain.
No way. What did you get him?
Bro, I was in art class, bro. And you ever do that thing in art class where you make something out of clay and then they like bake it, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it turns like really nice and hard, like a mug or something?
Yeah.
I made him a mug.
Aww.
I made him a nice little mug that says, "Welcome, you're the best teacher ever, bro," or something like that on it. I don't remember what I wrote, but it was just a nice mug to say like, "You're a good teacher, don't worry." You know what I mean?
And you gave him that mug?
I gave him that mug. The class said, "This all from us together, bro. Welcome to the school." And bro, I'll never forget the look in that man's eyes.
Wow. You probably gave him the mug and then all he wanted was a hug.
That's actually not what it was.
Oh. What was his reaction when you gave him the mug?
I saw his whole mean expression, bro. I saw right through it, bro.
Even his muscles started to cry?
I saw his muscles started to get sad, bro.
Wow.
He said, "Wow, this is so great. I feel like I'm appreciated as a teacher." And then after that, he was the best teacher ever, bro, because he wasn't too mean and he wasn't too nice. He was just a great teacher right in the middle, bro. You know what I mean? Kept us in line, but also was real nice to us. And then that's how the worst teacher in my life turned out to be one of the best in my life, bro.
So when I was growing up, when I was like 5 years old, I loved video games. However, my parents did not want me playing them. They were like, "We would rather you play outside with friends." So they didn't even allow me to have video. What?
Outside with friends? So you just didn't do anything, did you?
No.
Everybody knows you ain't got no friends.
No, that's now.
Oh.
Back then I had friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, my parents were like, "We don't want you playing video games. We're not gonna buy you anything." But I really wanted to play video games.
Okay.
So my first ever video game console was a Game Boy Color. Now I'm in 5th grade, and my parents, I was like, "Please, please, please, can I have some video games?" They were like, "Okay.
Oh.
We're gonna give you a Nintendo GameCube."
That's pretty good.
Now my mind was literally blown. But they were like, "Okay, here's a Nintendo GameCube. Here's like Super Smash Brothers. Here's some Mario games. But you can only play this 1 hour a week." That's it.
1 hour?
Literally.
I thought you were gonna say 1 hour a day.
No.
A week?
No, they were like, "You have to tell us when you want to play, and we'll like let you for an hour, and then that's it. You cannot play it."
Dude, your parents are so sad. That would be like if you came in and said, "Justin, I'm gonna give you this tray of cookies. You can have 1 nibble per year." That is cruel.
So I literally plan out like, okay, I want to play Mario for this like 15 minutes, like maybe like Super Smash Brothers for like 30 minutes. I would plan out like weeks in advance when I'm gonna use that hour. Now, my parents were very, very strict, obviously, about me playing video games, but they were also very strict about what type of games I could play. It had to be rated E. Like, they didn't want any type of violent games going into my brain.
Yeah, true.
And so I was having a friend over once, and he was like, oh, do you want to play some video games? I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, let's play Call of Duty. For those of you that don't know, Call of Duty is definitely a more violent game.
Sure.
Right? And my parents would not allow me to play that.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, I want to play Call of Duty. I'm like, oh, I don't own that. Like, my mom won't let me play that game.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna go home then. Like, he literally was like, I only want to play Call of Duty, and if we're not gonna play that, I'm just gonna leave.
Dude, he straight up used you.
Yeah.
Dang.
Dude, I literally felt so sad. I was like, well, I can't play Call of Duty. Like, do you want to play, like, Pokemon or something? And he was like, nah, I'm just gonna go home. After my friend left, I asked my mom, I don't know why I even thought this was a good idea, but I was like, Mom, can I please get Call of Duty? And she was like, no, obviously not. I'm not gonna let you play these violent games.
Wow.
So I was like, wait a minute. I bet there are online games that are similar to Call of Duty. So I went to my computer, I searched like free shooting games. I clicked on the first one, I created an account, I started to play it, and the game was like super low quality, a bunch of like pop-ups appeared. I'm pretty sure my computer got a virus. 10,000 pop-ups appear. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna close out of this. Like, this is a bad idea. I don't know, whatever. Like, okay, I still don't have Call of Duty, and now I think my computer has a virus. Great. The next day comes, I go to school. My friend's like, hey, did you get Call of Duty? I was like, no, man, like, I tried, but it's not gonna work. The school day ends. My mom comes to pick me up from school.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's up, Mom? Silence. Now, normally, on my way home from school, me and my mom talk, oh, how was your day? Whatever. Silence.
Gotta catch up with your only friend. Yeah.
So, I can tell something's off. I was like, hey, how's your day? Nothing. Just real tense. So the whole way home, I'm like, what's going on? We make it home. She opens the garage door, pulls in the car. I literally cannot make this up. She was sitting there.
Yeah.
I was like, should we get out of the car? Just sitting there. And she was like, so Adam, do you feel guilty about anything? And I was just sitting there like, huh? And then she was like, I asked you a question. Is there anything that you feel guilty about? I was like, no. And she was like, I got an email today from a violent video game site saying you tried to create an account there to play their game.
Oh, man.
And she was like,
oh, man.
Were you playing violent video games? And my mom was like, I can't believe you lied to me.
Wow.
If you keep up this bad behavior, you could go to jail if you keep doing this.
And you did go to jail, didn't you?
No.
Are you sure?
Luckily, I did not go to jail. However, I felt like I was in jail. Like the next 2 weeks, I was in so much trouble. That was the most trouble I ever got in as a kid.
Now, you got in trouble with your mom. I got in trouble with the law.
No way.
You already know. Back in middle school, me and my good friend, James, had a ploy. And there was this, like, scary movie coming out in, like, a week. And we were like, oh, man. We will be the coolest kids at school if we got to go see this scary movie and then we could come back to school and tell all the other kids like, oh, dude, we saw this crazy movie.
So it was like rated R, like they don't let people under the age of a certain amount go in?
Oh, of course it's rated R. It was rated like super R.
Oh.
It was a super scary movie.
So you were not gonna be allowed to get in?
No, there's no way. We were saying, how can we get into this movie and watch it before everybody else? Because, I mean, the age difference was huge. Like, there's no way we're allowed to get in. And we look like toddlers. Okay, we were sitting at lunch, you know, eating some sandwiches, and we had a scheme. We said, okay, what if we go to the movies together and we buy a ticket to like a G-rated movie, and then we do the good old switcheroo, and we walk into the R-rated movie and watch it. We decide, okay, it's gonna be lit. We're gonna do that this Friday night. James's mom drives us to the theater. You know, we in the back seat eating more sandwiches. Yeah, we get dropped off. James's mom says, all right, guys, time to leave. Time to go enjoy your Disney movie. Cause she thought we were gonna go watch a Disney movie. We even fooled her. And we say, all right, thank you, appreciate it. We hop out. As we're hopping out, she goes, wait a minute. You guys are gonna go see a Disney movie. James's little sister, who was literally like 8, a little kid. She was like, I want to see the Disney movie.
Oh,
and the mom was like, okay, just take her with you. No problem. I was like, oh, no problem. Let's just take her with us. No problem. So we give us 3 tickets to the new Disney movie. Yeah, we get them. We walk straight into the theater, and then this is the moment of truth. I see the Disney movie that we bought the tickets for on one side, and then I see the super violent R-rated horror movie on the other side. I say, Justy, this right here is a defining moment in your life. What you do right now will affect you, your police record, probably. So you know what I did? I walked straight to that horror movie. As we were sitting there, the lights get dimmer. I'm like, oh man, we pulled it off, boy.
Yeah.
Let's go, boy. Boy. And then some trailers start playing. So now, you know, if you go to a G-rated movie, the trailers they play are similar to the movie you're about to watch. Like if you watch a Disney movie, they're gonna play you other like Disney trailers. We were in an R-rated horror movie, so the trailers that started to play were very scary and violent. So I'm sitting there getting a little bit nervous because I'm already terrified of the trailers. I look around, out of the corner of my eye, I see that there's one of those movie theater people with like the wand, like the glowing wand, you know, like the flashlight, and they're going through and checking everybody's ticket. So as the people are about halfway up the theater and they're getting close to us, well, the movie actually starts. At the very start of the movie, this person jumps out like in a mask and attacks somebody, and then immediately James's little sister, who has only now caught wind of what has transpired, starts to cry. She starts sobbing in the theater. Okay, so everybody's like, what? How did these little toddlers get in this movie theater? So we grab the snacks, grab the soda, I'm out. We book it straight out the theater. The attendants are coming after us with their flashlight. We run straight into the G-rated movie. The attendants catch up to us. They say, did I see you kids just leave an R-rated movie? I said, no, you did not. I'm just here to watch a G-rated movie. And me and James had to sit there and watch the entire movie.
So nothing bad happened?
Something terrible almost happened, Adam.
What?
I almost dropped my popcorn.